The truth is, the top 1% lives in a different dimension. And what I mean by that is not because of the privilege or because of the money they have. They're literally in a different dimension. And there's a specific frequency that frees us from this fearful violence and a low negative frequency to the enlightenment as love. In this video, I'm going to share this cheat code of manifestation, and you can easily 10x your revenue. You can easily manifest anything you want in your life. And that is going to be effortless. And then I'll tell you exactly how and then what you shouldn't do in your opposition to. So stick to the end. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shell, and in this video I'll tell you the secret code in this universe that literally changes the dimension that you operate from. Right? We share the same reality, however, we are in a different dimension, level of dimension, that whether you're in a higher level of dimension or you're a lower level of dimension. And there's always a frequency attached to the dimension. It's limited based on the frequency that you radiate and as well as like you receive. So the top 1% lives in a higher dimension, even though they're still in this reality, the same reality we go to. We could go to the same places, but they're not in the same frequency, therefore they're in a higher dimension. So if you operate from this higher frequency in a higher dimension, there's completely different reality that you experience even though we share the same reality. And if you're still struggling and if you're still chasing success, then you're most likely in a low frequency, which is ruled by a violence, it's ruled by a fear, it's completely programmed by the society so that you cannot tap into your full potential. Therefore, the manifestation is not going to be your best friend because you're still chasing. So here's the paradoxical idea for you. The harder you chase success, the faster they're running away from you. It's like a lion chasing a deer and then the deer is running away from the lion. And which happens when you're trying to chase and chase and chase, you never reach out. Even if you reach it, you're going to sacrifice your souls and energy, and then you just forget about these years and then those time that never comes back, and then you realize you're 50 years old. You know, you might have fucking 3 cars, but you're not fulfilled. And then you regret the fact that you just wasted your years and years of your time just to make money. So if you don't chase success, and then how you're going to actually manifest it, how you achieve it, it's very simple. You stop chasing, you detach from it, and then you simply create from it. Clearly, if you're chasing what's on the outside, and again, it's running away from you, so it's a never-ending story. You're just chasing like a slave, right? But if you create it, then you get to decide because it comes out from you. It's the Zen circle. You know the Zen circle? It's called Enso. The Zen circle represents the circle of life. Everything is a circle. Everything starts within you and it ends within you, right? You create it and then you experience it. And that's how it ends. So everything starts within you because you're the creator, not the chaser. And then you experience it at the end the way you want to experience. It's love. Love doesn't have any condition, but we are programmed to believe. So in our mind, in our brain, there's a filter called RAS, Reticular Activating System. And maybe you know it. Reticular Activating System works like an air filter. So you see, I'm in a hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. There is air filter somewhere, perhaps there, and that's maybe AC, but I don't know. So the air filter sucks up the air of this room because there's a dust, there's a virus, there's a lot of things. And it sucks up the current air in the atmosphere and in the room, and then filter it out dust and everything's unnecessary things, and then it blows the clean air so that I, as a person in the room, can breathe in something clean. And then that's what the RAS does to your brain. So there's 11 million bits of information per second that your brain can process it. However, your subconscious and conscious mind has a different level of process speed as well as the capacity to process. Your conscious mind only processes 50 bits of information per second compared to the 11 million bits per second, which is your subconscious. So it's less than 1%. So your conscious mind can be aware of things that, for example, I'm looking at outside of the window, right? So there's a white building. But I'm not aware that the fact that how it feels like to sit on this chair. So when I'm focusing on this white building right there, my focus is not on my butt. So that's how the conscious mind works. Most of the things you're not aware of it because your conscious mind is a useless piece of beep. shit. What does it mean? It means if you're programmed to focus on love, then your entire brain only shows you what's love. Your brain literally gives you love, and everything will be completely filtered out because that RAS will filter out what's necessary and what's not necessary. So if you're programmed to focus on unconsciously on something that is bliss, love, and higher frequency, like excitement, then it was just like 400 hertz and 500 hertz. Love is actually a 500 hertz. It's studied by a Heart Master Institute. And science proves that love, the frequency of love is so high, it's a 500 hertz, and it creates coherence between the brain and your heart. And then when everything is coherent, everything is aligned, the manifestation happens so easy, because when everything is so aligned, then there's nothing that sabotages that creation. But like I said, when you're chasing, then something that you're chasing is running away from you. Therefore, because it's not aligned. If it's aligned, it will just come to you. If it's aligned, everything is just in a perfect balance, therefore it manifests it. It's like a water. It's a 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, right? It connects in a specific way, and that's why it's coherent and it's perfectly balanced and it's perfectly aligned. Therefore, it becomes a water. In the same way, whether it's a money or whether it's your success, fame and followers, or your love and whatever that is, when it's coherent, when it's aligned, it just manifests it naturally, organically. That's why your manifestation is supposed to be effortless. And then this coherence creates the razor focus of your fucking high frequency. And that's why manifestation, like, honestly, manifesting $1 million is not that difficult. It's not that difficult, but because you're so attached to these struggles and chasing success that you believe the $1 million is so fucking insanely a lot of money. But it's not. It's not that much money, and it's actually not that difficult. But you see, you're programmed not to focus on that, and then maybe you have like, no, whoa, it's a lot of money, right? So like, you don't even want to accept that. You don't want to even accept the way I see the world, right? So it's because you're programmed. Your RAS is only focused on lack. Your RAS only focus on fear. Your RAS focus on these struggles and impossibilities. And that's why if you don't change that, it's going to be just spiritual vanity. You're just in a rat race and the never-ending story. You're just not getting out from these struggles and chasing and all that kind of things in your life. There was an identity shifting experience happening within me, and it was like huge for me. And I really felt love from others, and as well as like giving love. And instead of chasing money and then trying to hit the numbers, I just shifted my focus, or like really came back to who I really am. And I'm reminding myself that the most important thing is love, and then I knew it, and then I know how to tap into it. And it was all about that for me. But because of my, razor focus on the business, and I just wanted to accomplish my goals, and, just want to prove that I can do the same thing. And then I really came back to love, and then radiate love, and just focusing on love, and instead stop focusing on the money and how much I can generate. And as a result, I made $2 million in just 2 months. And it was an incredible experience, not because of how much money I made, but how love, the frequency, can seriously manifest anything you want without effort. So how can we free yourself from this low frequency dimension that is ruled by violence and fear and all this low negative frequency, and to step into this high frequency dimension where everything is love and everything is effortless? It's very, very simple, and then everyone can do it. First, you have to catch yourself when you're ruled, when you're manipulated by this frequency. And when I say they're manipulated by the frequency, imagine this snake. This like guy who control and manipulate the snake's behavior and they're professional. They manipulate snakes with this instrument. And honestly, I don't know what it's called, but like there's like, and then the snake goes like, and imagine that instrument is a frequency of fear, guilt, chasing, and struggles. And then you're like a snake. You have zero control of yourself. You're completely unconscious. You're just dancing as this frequency tells you what to do. So you chase, you focus on the marketing, you do this and do that, and then still get the same result. So now you have to catch yourself that when you're controlled and when you're manipulated by this low frequency, and then step out from that. Realize that you're manipulated this little snake in the basket. And then you decide, I choose love. And now what you're doing is that, technically speaking, logically speaking, you're actually teaching your subconscious and then changing the mindset. What's the mindset? Mindset is not about like, hey, I can do this, motivation. Mindset is literally the system of your mind. So it's a default system of your mind, how it operates, and then how the reticular activating system works and everything. So when you change your mindset, the RAS changes too. So you're teaching your subconscious mind that you are no longer focusing on guilt and success, chasing and struggles and pains and everything. You're just choosing love, and then you're feeling love. Therefore, you radiate that high frequency, which is love. And then now your brain and then your heart is coherent is the easiest way to reprogram your mind, because once it's coherent, then your brain automatically follows what the heart says. So the next 21 days, you have to focus. Minimum 21 days though. It's not like when you do it 21 days and then you're done. Minimum 21 days. You have to focus and strictly catch yourself when you're manipulated by low frequency. Okay, these low frequencies designed by the society and all this propaganda and everything. So you have to step out. Maybe you're listening media and now you're completely like a snake and so you have to step out from this manipulation and really choose love in any given moment. When you choose love, you can feel it. And don't forget to feel. When you feel love, your heart, it creates this coherence. When it creates a coherence, your brain follows. So that's how it's easy for you to reprogram your mind. So when you create this coherence within you, really tapping into love, then what's happening is that you're changing an identity level, because now you're reprogramming your mind with this coherence. And when you reprogram your mind in the deepest level, that's an identity shifting. And when identity shifting happens, now you're stepping into a different dimension. It's like the one identity can step into one dimension. And therefore, when you change your high frequency, when you update your higher frequency, then now you have a different key to unlock the new level of dimension where the love is inevitable, the success inevitable, and then it's effortless. And when you rise into the love, you rise above the simulation that someone else created. You stop being manipulated, but everything else around you will follow and obey your frequency. Love is not about becoming soft. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. Love is highest frequency, and therefore it requires courage. So it's not about being soft, but it's about being more strong. But you just don't fucking prove yourself that you're strong, because you already are. These weak people want to show that they're strong. Hey, well, I'm strong. Look at me, I'm strong. But if you're strong, you don't have to pretend or do or show, because you already are. And that's the power of being. And then when you become the love itself, everything else just follow your order. And this is the top 1% frequency. And it's within you, and it belongs to you. All right, with this said, if you're an entrepreneur and who wants to grow your revenue and really wants to scale your business by changing your mind and really understanding how the manifestation works, this will take you to the highest place of your success and in your achievement and in your life and fulfillment. So if you're an entrepreneur, then apply from the link in the description and see if we're a good fit. We will walk you through the exact step formula. I genuinely hope that this video will help you to really choose love instead of fear. And I believe that that's the only way to make the world a better place. So hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and then leave the comment. Let's fucking choose love. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.